What is going on, guys? It is your boy, the Pat Go Gaming, coming at you again with another deck profile, and today we are looking at Rob Lucci. Rob Lucci was released in OP10 and has seen success in the metagame since his introduction into the game, and I still feel like he has a lot of potential moving forward into OP10 and OP11. If you don't know what his ability is, it is trash the top two cards of your deck on attack and give one of your opponent's characters -1 cost. This is free cost reduction and it is free graveyard filling. So very, very powerful effect. If you weren't around for before OP5 and before, Meteor Volcano is now banned, and its effect used to be something similar to Tempest Kick. Now there's a reason Meteor Volcano was banned, it's because it was overpowered. But with this build, we are able to get access to Tempest Kick very, very quickly. We are running both the CP0 package and the Navy package in order to get access to cards like Brand New, which fill your trash on search, as well as Spandem, which also fill your trash on search. So in this deck, we have 20 searchable Navy targets and 18 searchable CP0 targets. I brick probably 1 in 6, 1 in 7 searches, which is a pretty good rate. And even if you do brick, you still fill your trash that much more. So I really think that this hybrid Navy CP0 package is the way to go. And we also have some tech cards such as Kaido, just one of my favorite big drops of black right now. It gets around Blackbeard and it's able to remove 8 cost and below characters with Lucci's ability for free. So really, really strong card. You'll see it come up in our match against Luffy as well as Shanks. And then we're just playing good cards such as Kuzan, Borsa, good cards in Navy, and then good cards in CP0, Rob Lucci, the Kakus. And these removal effects become so much more powerful when you have access to Tempest Kick. So overall, guys, I think this deck shows a lot of potential in the games we play today. I was kind of not running over people, but I was winning in a convincing fashion without having played the deck for that long. So I really think there's a lot of potential here. Please let me know what you think of the deck. And also, guys, we're on the path to 100 subscribers. We're currently at 93 or 94. Either way, we're so close. So if you enjoy this video, if you enjoy this deck, please leave a subscribe and a like. And with that being said, let's get right into the video. Okay, guys, getting into the first game here, we're going up against the new Luffy. I'm not sure if this comes out in OP11 or a new starter deck. Either way, first time playing against it, let's see how it goes. So here, turn 2, we swing for 6, and we're going to go ahead and use Lucci ability, discard 2 cards, and let's see if he counters out of it. He takes it, we play our Brand New, and we grab our Kuzan. So we choose Kuzan over Borsi just because I think removing his characters is going to be really important here. So let's see what he decides to do. Looks like he's going to swing for 6. I think we counter out. We want to keep the life total nice and healthy. He has 2 choppers on board, which is fine. As long as he's not utilizing the choppers for extra value, we'll take those free attacks into them. So here we're in our 5-Dawn turn. We have a couple choices. We can play our Brand News, we can play our Kuzans, and we have different targets we can attack. We can attack the choppers or the leader. So we end up attacking the chopper, trying to get cards out of his hand, and putting another Dawn on the Brand New. We're thinking about using the T-Bone effect to KO one of the choppers, but we end up just attacking with Brand New and then playing out our Kuzan, which I think was the right move here. So we get the Kuzan on board. We're set up for future turns to KO things with T-Bone. So if we play something like a 5-drop, we can just KO it the next turn with T-Bone because we have the Kuzan on board. So yeah, he plays the Luffy out, and that's going to be perfectly okay with us. We're still doing pretty good on life. Luckily, we had a lot of 2Ks available, and we end up just taking this attack from Chopper, and we trigger the Tempest Kick, which has a broken trigger ability. Just straight up KO as a cost 3 or less character. Really, really nice. Really good benefit of playing the Tempest Kick as well. So here we're setting up for the T-Bone KO. We attack the Chopper, get a nice free attack into a 4K there, and then we -4 cost to Luffy, setting up for our T-Bone play. So here we just want to completely clear his board. So we swing for 7 at the Chopper, decide to cancel the card option. Our graveyard is already filled, and then play the T-Bone, KO the Luffy. So here we're sitting pretty well. Maybe that wasn't the best play because he's going to be able to take down our Kuzan here, and we're not going to be able to remove whatever he plays the next turn. So yeah, he plays the dragon, and we're left in a weird spot. He now has a bigger body on board. We really have no response to this. But going into... Oh no, we have a really good response to this, as you're going to see, guys. So this is when I had not yet realized that we could use Kaido's effect on the dragon using the Lucci ability. So like I said, I've barely been playing this game, and I'm not playing this game and this deck I'm not very familiar with the cards yet, but later in this game, I have a big brain blast, and I realize I can use Kaido with the Lucci ability and get rid of a cost 8 character for free. So you'll see that come up later. Either way, we KO the dragon, and we're able to clear his board once again. So here he plays a Luffy with Rush, plays a Sanji, and we're in an okay spot here. He has no cards in hand, and we have some pretty nice options in our hand. We have the 2 0-cost events for counters. We have the Kuzan. Digging a little bit, we go ahead and use the Tempest Kick and -3 cost on the Sanji. Really have nothing to KO anything. Maybe if we had the Lucci here, we would have been in a really good spot. But our only options are either Borsi and Kuzan, or just playing the 9-drop. So we swing for 5 here with the T-Bone. And let's see if he takes it. I think he has to take it. He has no cards in hand. And then we're going to swing another 5 here, I think. And then play the Kaido and hopefully get rid of that Luffy, make him discard a card, and be in a really good spot. So once again, I'm thinking, and we actually decide to not play the Kaido. We swing for 10 at the Luffy, trying to clear his board, and then play out the Borsalino. I think I was really worried about dying because we only have 1 life, and he has a really nice board. But luckily, playing the Borsalino kind of deterred him from going for game. I don't think we could have played the Kaido there because we probably would have lost. So we swing 6 here. We have no 2Ks in hand. We decide to take it, and then he plays the Rush Luffy, attaches 2 Dawn. And here we block and then counter completely out. We decide we're going for game. He has no blocks, 3 cards in hand, and we decide that it's worth it to keep the Borsalino around to help go for game. So there's a couple different ways we could attach our Dawn. So it looks like we decide to swing 7 first with the T-Bone. He has no blockers. We're hoping he doesn't have any counter in hand, and that we're able to take the game here. We also have, he actually counters out. So he has 1 card in hand. So this could either be a 2K, a 1K, or no counter. So we could swing 6 here with the brand new and hope that this isn't a 2K, because we're going to be able to attack with more for our future attacks. But we end up just swinging 7, 7, 7. And let's see if it works out here, guys. We could have gone 6, 7, 8. In hindsight, that was probably better. But if he has a 2K, we just lose immediately. Either way, we get the win and on to our second game. Here we're going up against Red Purple Luffy. We open up with a Spandam and find the Kaku or the Lucci. We decide to take the Kaku because we want that extra KO power for the level, and Lucci only hits 2s and 1s. So we decide to take the Kaku here. He swings for 6. We counter out with our 2K, staying nice and healthy. He uses that event that gets him a Dawn and then plays another Nami. So here on our second turn, we have 4 Dawn available, and we're going to be able to start establishing our Kuzans, which are really good against this matchup. As you're going to see, we go down really quickly, really early, but we're able to slowly crawl our way back with the Kuzan values. Because he's just going mega aggro here. He's swinging 6s, he's swinging 7s with his Namis, and he's refusing to establish the board, which isn't a bad strategy, honestly. It almost worked, but as you're going to see, we're able to outvalue him in the end. So here on our 6 Dawn turn, we can start establishing more Kuzans, swinging for 6s. So let's see what we decide to do. And it's like a weird situation if I should attack with the Kuzan because we don't want to give him away for free, but we have more Kuzans in our hand, so it's not the worst thing in the world. If we didn't have more Kuzans coming up, I don't think I would have attacked here, but we end up pulling the trigger, just trying to get an extra card out of his hand and get him to take a life. He gives us the card, which is fine, and we go ahead and pass turn. We really have a lot of cards in hand. Not a lot of 2Ks, but a lot of really solid cards. He swings at us for 6, and once again, he's just going mega aggro here. He gets us without having a 2K here. We end up having to take the life. So not the best, and then he swings another 7, and we decide to take it. We go down to 1. He's still at 3 life. We have not taken a single 1 off of him, and I think he's just really scared to play something into our Kuzan, so we're just going to KO it, which is fair. Like, we are going to KO it. He's right about that. So this might have been his best option. But here we're on our 8 Dawn turn. We decide to play the Borsalino out and play another Borsalino out. So we're preparing for the 10 drop. We know he searched for it earlier in the game, so it's in our mind that this turn is coming, and we're going to be prepared for it. With having the 2 Kuzans left on board, we're going to be able to remove it after we get through the storm. So as long as we get through this, he's going to be at really low Dawn, and we're going to be able to push further and outvalue him. So there comes the 10 drop. He swings for 12. We end up taking it, go to 0 life. Now, if he has Jambe here, Jambe's probably his 1 win condition here. He's still pretty far away from getting to the Roger. We go ahead and block with Borsalino and don't save it to stay alive and save cards in our hand. And here we go with the Kuzans. We attack for 6, -4 cost on the Luffy. We attack for 6, -4 cost on the Luffy. And here, guys, keep in mind, he's still at full life. We are at 0 here. He is at full with 4 cards in hand. Let's see if we're able to come back from it. So here we have a couple options to remove the Luffy. We go ahead and Kaku it, and then we're just trying to get more counter in our hand by discarding the Tempest Kicks, even though we're not getting any value off of them. That's what you have to do sometimes. It's just really not a good matchup for them. So we end up finding a 2k off of the discarded Tempest Kicks, and right now he's digging. So he uses the Giant Fist, trying to find the cards that he needs, probably looking for a Rush or a Shanks or something along those lines. Here we decide to just block with the Borsalino. Here we have a really nice board, a lot of cards in hand. The only problem is we don't have many 2Ks for having no blockers. So we really need to find a blocker here in order to stay alive. So we search with brand new. We end up finding the Borsalino, which is perfect. We swing for 6 with our leader, no ability. And we're going to go ahead and keep poking at him. 6. And we're just going to keep poking until he is down to 0 life. And then we play the Borsalino and hope that he can't get through. So I believe here he's at 8 or 9 Dawn with leader ability. Let's see what he's able to do. So he can't play any of his big 10 drops, his 9 drops, and he just concedes. And we take the win from 0 life to 3. A really good showcase of the deck there. And let's get right into the next game. Here we're going up against Shanks. Now I know Shanks is a really good deck right now in OP10. So I'm really excited to test the Lucci against it and see how it does against a current meta deck. So here he swings for 6, we discard the 2k, keeping our life nice and healthy against these red decks. We know they like to play Rush, and we know they like to kill you fast. So we're playing around that, trying to stay as healthy as possible. We play the brand new, search the T-Bone for a 2k, and we're looking nice and healthy here. Once again, swinging for 6, we have our 2ks to respond. And then he plays this blocker, it's 4 cost 5,000 on KO. It KOs one of your characters. So nothing too crazy. We're looking pretty good here. On our 6 Dawn turn, we swing for 6, playing around leader ability, so he doesn't get a free block off. Then we play the brand new, find nothing, trash all the cards, and then play the... Looks like we're going to play the 3-drop blocker. Or actually, we're just going to swing for 6 again with our brand new. The brand new's having 3,000 power is actually huge. It makes it a good attacker with not that much Dawn investment compared to 2,000 power. Really nice having those on board and being able to pressure a little bit harder. So here on our 8 Dawn turn, we're looking for anything with CP 0, and we find the Kaku for some KO power. Here we could KO the blocker if we wanted to, and we can also save that blocker for the Kaido next turn, if that's what we decide to do. So here we swing for 6, again playing around leader ability, not letting him get that free advantage. He uses Gum Gum Red Hawk, KOs one of our brand news, and once again using those brand news to get a little bit aggressive here. And getting the value off of them. They've done so much work in this game, just swinging for 6s, because he's not establishing a board to take care of them. We can just keep getting free value off of them and attacking. So here he plays the dragon, and I'm thinking, oh shit, we can't get that with Kaido. And this is where I realized that with Lucci's ability, we can actually hit 8 drops with the Kaido. So big brain blast moment here, and really changes the matchup, because dragon had been actually a pretty big problem for me. But with the Kaido, it's honestly a perfect answer. We're able to get rid of the dragon, establish a 9k body, and get the opponent to discard a card. Really solid answer for the dragon and the Rayleigh, and that'll come up in a little bit as well. So Kaido is a really good response to Shanks, just because of Lucci's ability. So here he does the Rayleigh, he clears one of the brand news, and we actually top deck the Kaido, which is absolutely huge and maybe won us the game. So we swing for 6 here with the Kaido, once again playing around leader ability. He counters out with the 2k, and we played around leader ability really well this game. I don't think he got a free counter out of anything. And then we go ahead and -1 cost the Rayleigh, Kaido it, and here the game's pretty much over. We've established the really nice board. He has 3 cards in hand, and we're both at 2 life. We have a bunch of 2ks, a blocker, and the Kaku for removal. So looking really good here on our end. But the game is never over against red. They always have Rush, they always have an answer. And here comes the Shanks coming down. and we decide to save the Kaido here just to go for game next turn and play it as safe as possible. So here he has 2 cards in hand, 2 life, and 1 blocker. We decide to swing for 8. Let's see if he takes it. He does. Chooses not to block. Looks like we're going to swing for another 8 here, and if he doesn't block it, then we can KO the blocker with Kaku, and we'll go for what he decides. I think that's what I decide to do, swing for 8, -1 on the blocker, and then if he does block, fine. If he doesn't, then we Kaku the blocker, and we win. And here he does decide to block, KOs the brand new, and then we decide, so plan number 2 was if he blocked, go for all down on Kaido, KO the Shanks. We're still at 2 life, we're still looking really healthy, and if he wants to win, he's not going to be able to do it this turn, and he has to deal with our Kaidos, or we're going to win the next turn. And yeah, he just ends up forfeiting, so a really good game there. On to the next game, we're going up against Odin. Odin is something I don't have much matchup experience against. I just know that black is usually pretty powerful into green, just being able to KO most of their characters relatively easily. And Spandam and brand new are really nice into Momonosuke because you can get those, you can clear it very early without having to sacrifice your leader attack. So here, that's what we do. We swing for 5. It looks like we're going to play the Kuzan and get ready to remove anything that he wants to play. We have the Rob Lucci in hand, we have the Kaku in hand, so anything he plays here is basically going to get destroyed. So he plays the Izo, and Izo had given me a lot of trouble in the past when I played this deck. But here with Lucci, it's not even a problem. We swing for 6, getting around leader ability, -4 costing the Izo, and setting ourselves up for either the Lucci or the Kaku. We decide to Lucci just because the Kaku has a counter, so we might be able to use it as a counter later in the game, while Lucci would be stuck in our hand if we weren't able to play him. So we get the Lucci down, swing for 6s, play around the leader ability. Really solid turn for us. We have so many cards in hand. Still at 3 life, he is at 2. He plays the Tashigi and the Rikuna? I don't know. Either way, looking really good here. He does clear our Kuzan, that's fine. We still have the Kaku in hand. We have the leader ability. So Kaku's going to be able to clear the Tashigi for free. Kaku's just a really solid card, very good all around counter, 5 cost 6k, and he's able to clear 4 costs and below with the Lucci ability. We swing for 6 with the Lucci and then play our 3-drop blocker. Once again, looking awesome here. We have the Tempest Kicks in hand, we have a bunch of 2ks, so if we're able to find any other KO effects, we're going to be sitting really well. He does have the Ryuma on board, but that's fine. It's not the end of the world, just a 6k body. So he swings for 6. We have so many 2ks, so we decide to counter out. Let's see what he decides to do here. I think he has 8 Dawn up, so he swings for 7 at leader. We go ahead and block. Then he plays another Ryuma. And it's on KO a 4 cost or less rested character, which doesn't even apply to us right now. It's not a problem, not something we're worried about. And here we're on our 10 Dawn turn. We top deck Kaido again. And once again, guys, Kaido is like my favorite big 9-drop and above for black. Like it's honestly really good in most matchups. It even gets around Blackbeard, and with Lucci he can just hit 8 drops and below for free. So here we use Kaido ability, remove one of the Ryumas, make him discard a card. He discards Hody Jones, and we establish a big 9 cost 9k body on board. So we have the Kaku, we have the Kaido, we still have some good counter in hand, and all he has is the Ryuma. Let's see what he decides to do with his 10 Dawn turn here. So we're countering out of everything, just trying to go for game next turn, because if he doesn't have blockers, we're going to be able to do it easily, as long as he doesn't put up a huge wall. So he goes for Kid Killer, which has a rush, but trying to go for game, we're just going to save it and see if he can respond. And there he plays the Rosinante, trying to save himself a little bit. We top deck the T-Bone, able to KO it, and then we just go all in on Kaido, and we're able to take the game, boys. We take the game. So it's time for the post game. So you made it to the end of the video again, huh? Well, thank you so much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. I actually think this is a really strong deck. I urge you to give it a try if you enjoyed it and you think the same. So yeah, guys, please like, subscribe if you enjoyed this content and you want to see more One Piece content moving forward. I'd really appreciate it. Yeah, hope you have a good night. See ya.